Welcome back to the Director's Garage. I've got an echo going on. Live. I'm your host and resident idiot, Michael, and hey, there we are. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to a happy hour Humpday Hangout 4-H Club here at the Director's Garage. Hope you brought your cold ones today. We're halfway through. We're almost to the holidays. Let's bring that down just a little more. That's better. Now y'all can hear me. Well, what's going on? Let's see. I did the Vocal Batiste episode. That was last time. That's these guys right here. I keep them handy because I use them all the time. There goes Howley. I figured once I start on the air, Howley's not going to stay here very long because he likes the sound of my voice, but only when I'm going, good boy. Everything else is like, I'm out of here, prick. So we did the Batiste episode and did a full review on that, and very slow burn on that one. Started out, nobody was watching it, and then all of a sudden last night a whole bunch of people shuffled in to take a look at it. So it made me feel a little better. Like you work for days and days and nobody wants to watch it. You're like, huh. So cheers. Let's see, not too much happening in Headphonia this week. Stuff around here. I've already shot the next episode, which is great because it means it's going to get out on time, probably, barring unforeseen circumstances. It'll be out on time next week, which is great. That's going to be a mega episode. I put a ton of money into it. I hope y'all watch it. Gotta be dumb. You got to be dumb to be in this hobby. So what are you guys listening to? What are you watching? I ran across something really cool, and I wish I had. It's not. My phone's not talking to my computer right now, but basically this is a top 100 list from 40 years ago. And I saw this. This came up on, I don't know, social media somewhere. Somebody posted that, and I found it really interesting because one of the things we were talking about in recent weeks was how Taylor Swift filled up the top 12 slots of the Billboard 100, and it got me when I came across this, I thought, my God, how things have changed. When you have one artist and basically one sound dominating the top 12 or top 10, whatever, I want to read some of these because this is unbelievable, the variety of music and where we were at 40 years ago. And it makes me wonder where we're going or why music has coalesced so much into just a few different types of sounds. Listen to this list. Brandy by Looking Glass. That's number one song in 1972. Lean on Me by Bill Withers. Soulful song. One of the best vocal performances of all time. Go All the Way, a heavy rocker by the Raspberries. Don McLean, American Pie, a classic long form folk rock kind of song. Rock and Robin by Michael Jackson. Total bubblegum pop, Motown sound. And then Down by the Lazy River, which was as white bread as you can come by the Osmonds. A Horse with No Name by America. I'll Take You There by the Staples Singers. Memphis Soul, right? Song Sung Blue by Neil Diamond. Easy Listening. This is just the top 10. And then you go down a little bit and you see Black and White by Three Dog Night. That's a very different sound. Crocodile Rock by Elton John, which is, more pop rock. Saturday in the Park, which is more kind of leaning towards prog a little bit. Burning Love by Elvis Presley, just a classic song. Nights in White Satin, I guess that must have made a comeback because I think that was released in the late 60s, but that's just art rock. And then there's some instrumentals and country songs. Just really astounding stuff. Heart of Gold, Neil Young. There's Badfingers on this, and then I just was really struck by how you could have country songs and pop songs and blues and hardcore soul and rock and pop rock all coalescing into the same basic thing that we were listening to, and it was all popular music back then. Really, really stunning. I can see clearly now, which has got a reggae beat. It's like, all these different styles were available and coming out every single week. And that to me, 50 years ago. Thanks, Last Rhino. Yeah, sorry. But it just struck me as so crazy. Witchy Woman by, this is crazy. Witchy Woman by the Eagles. And I mean, this is crazy. It's crazy. Roberta Flack, first time I ever saw your face. These are incredible, incredible songs. And there's so many of them that are today classics. But yet at the same time, they were all so very different. And now we get stuff that sounds all so much the same. And that's something that really bothers me about modern music, stuff that's like post-2000. You don't see true originals as much. People who sound distinct and have a voice, and it's all getting very homogenized in the last 20 years. And I assume part of that is economics. I would think that the business is more of a business today than it was even back then, when it was a business and you had studios wrecking people's careers and stuff. So but it's still interesting to me that the variety of our culture has grown so single use, dual use, single use. We have country charts, and we have, we still have rap, which hip hop didn't exist back then, but the country sounds, a lot of the country music sounds very similar. There's very little original sounds coming out in the country charts right now. You've got the Angry Woman vibe, and then you've got the drinking beer guys, and it's all very much sounds the same. And then the slow singers, the minimalists. It just to me, it's like we've lost something in creativity. And it seems to me that in an era when we're capable of producing our own music in ways we've never been able to before. The advent of home recording, you don't need a $1 million studio to lay down an amazing music anymore. It can happen in your home. It can happen in your den. It can happen, anywhere now, because microphones are better and cheaper, recording apparatus are better and cheaper. You just need to get somewhere reasonably quiet, and you have an unlimited palette of tracks available on your basic laptop. So it just seems to me that something's gotten lost, or maybe the marketing has gotten lost. Somewhere along the way, we've sort of missed something, and we don't have a lane of true originality coming out in the way we did 30, 40, and 50 years ago. But it struck me because I came across this top 100 list, I guess it is. And I was reading the variety on that, and I thought, man, how far we've drifted from where we were. you know, and maybe part of it makes me sound like a curmudgeonly old man. Damn it! When I was a kid, you know, we had music from all sorts of places, you know, but it's true. It's just like the variety of music on these shelves is so vast, and they're all from the same basic era, but there's all kinds of stuff, and now it's like we get very, you know, everybody's sort of in a couple of different lanes, which I find interesting. Maybe a little unfortunate. So how are you guys? What's going on in your world? Get the chat going. Let's get a discussion up and going. I'll talk to you about these Focal Batises. Anything extra you want to talk about? Somebody asked me, so does, I think it was Isoparametrics, wrote me and said, you know, so does this mean that the Batiste is now like replacing a bunch of headphones in your stable, and I said no, that, you know, clearly not the case. I still have a place in my lineup for a lot of other stuff. These are a perfect work headphone for me because I can connect to a computer and a phone at the same time. But I still think that these aren't the highest in high end. And he asked me, well, you know, what about, you know, why are you going to only travel? Are you only traveling with the Lyric? And I'm like, well, the answer is I'll travel with these too if I'm not like in a place where I need to have, or I want to have the best possible fidelity. These are still really handy. I mean, they're useful. They have a high use factor because sound canceling on a plane, still really good fidelity. It's just they're a little bit peaky in the mids. I wish they were a little better sorted there. And the bass is a little boomy down low, which is great for a movie, but it's not so great for if you're going for that nth degree of, you know, really super high fidelity on a jazz track or something. Like maybe I'm not going to, you know, this wouldn't be my first choice. But so much to love about these things, though, and I use them constantly. I still think the Lyric which is this one, that's what I launched the show with, and it's been sort of my go-to closeback. It doesn't fold down as flat, but it's flat enough, and I have a travel case for these, so they'll fit. But the Empyrean, you know, he said, well, you know, or the Elite, you said you like the Elite is your favorite headphone or one of your favorite headphones. I'm like, yeah, but I have to carry a case with the Elite. It doesn't like fold into luggage easily. So if I'm in a situation where I can bring some extra stuff, sure, I'll throw the Elite because it's a more comfortable headphone. It's easy to drive, just as easy as the Lyric. It gives you full fidelity, you know, a hi-fi experience, and, you know, almost end game experience. Fantastic. But the Lyric is probably the happy median as far as travel for balancing fidelity with travel, you know, travel use. It's super high-end sound and travelable, you know, easily. It travels easy. These travel even easier, but they don't sound as good. So that's basically it. That's basically that discussion. So, yeah, Isoparametrics. See, I told you. You're lurking, Isoparametrics. I see you there. Cheers, everybody. We're on a Wednesday. It's been a long... Man, I've written so many scripts this week. I'm like, I don't know what script I'm on. I don't know what script I'm going to. All coming to an Entertainment Tonight episode near you on Christmas week. We're advancing a bunch of shows, so we have to get piece after piece after piece out the door this week to try and advance that. We'll try. Then they give us basically 2 weeks off. It's not 2 full weeks off because if you're on staff, you're going to be writing other stuff, you know, advancing some things, people dying, stuff like that. Got to get those packages cut. So we're not blindsided in the event that, you know, a celebrity doesn't make it past to see another day. All right, let's go to some of the chat here. Let's catch up a little bit. What up, Mike? What up, Mike Danilo? Cheers, brother. Tommy V, hello. Hello. I feel like Larry King. Tommy King, hello. Tommy V, hello. Steve Stang, he honestly can't listen to any of the music. I can listen to it. I mean, like, I don't like, called this out in the last episode, I don't like Taylor Swift's Midnights, but I like the last couple of records. Folklore, I thought was really good. It was a very intimate record, small, but well done, well made, and interesting sounding, and really told some great stories lyrically. So it really connected. But I can see where some people would go, well, yeah, it was kind of a sleepy album too, because it was quiet. Yeah, it was. I just thought it was well done. There's some stuff that's good that comes out. We've talked about, you know, some of it in the chat here as it comes out. We'll talk, but it's, you know, got to admit, it's few and far between. You don't see a top 100 like we had in 72. You know, check out Neil Young's. This is Mike Donnell saying, check out Neil Young's Heart of Gold flat DSD 256 transfer from YouTuber Real Hi-Fi. It's amazing. That old reel-to-reel 7.5 inch per second commercial release is the best he's heard. And I have the reel-to-reel deck here. I could just buy a copy, try and find an old copy of it in good shape or something, you know. Elton John, the DSD files of Elton John, I don't know if you guys have played with DSD much, but those DSD files of Elton John that you can get on HC tracks and acoustic sounds, those are premium. Like, they're such good transfers. I would say they rival my vinyl. They're so good. So well done. Very, very super impressed with those. And I'm talking about those early Elton John records. The first one, you know, Tumbleweed Connection, and you know, those kind of things. Don't Shoot Me on the Piano Player. You know, those early ones are just fantastic, crazy good, and great transfers. Whoever was doing the digital knew what the hell they were doing, for a change. Doesn't always happen that way, guys. Check out. Okay, we did that. Isoparametrics is perking up. It's good to do on a Wednesday. Just don't get caught perked up too much. What are you doing to get perked up these days? Chad from Acoustic Sounds had a live stream with Michael 45 RPM a few days ago. I asked for more reel-to-reel. He said it's a low margin of profit. Yeah, I know, and they're very expensive. I mean, it's a commitment if you're gonna. It's $500 a tape, basically. You might get $450, but they're very, very expensive. And I only have a few of them from a few different sources. I've got two from Chad. I have a Love Supreme, and it was Coltrane and something else. I don't know. Coltrane and something else. I don't remember what the other one was. It's over there on the shelf, but I don't want to get off camera right now. I'm too lazy. But yeah, they're super good. And we already talked about this a couple of weeks ago. There's some Italian company came out, you know, got their hands on a master, whatever that means, because master can mean anything, of Kind of Blue, and did some 1/2 inch, 15 inch per second dubs of Kind of Blue, which I was salivating over and trying to get in on, but they're not shipping to the States. It's something with the licensing deal and who owns the rights to it in the States, and they can't ship here. So anybody overseas wants to hook a brother up, I take Venmo and PayPal. Yeah, too much fun, guys. It is. All this stuff is fun and painfully expensive, but yet lovable and adorable. Next episode, reminds me when I start talking about money, the next episode is going to be massive. I spent a shit ton of money on something, and I'm going to get to show it off in the next episode, and that's going to be exciting. That's going to be a major, you know, tentpole. I've got 2 in a row actually coming up. 2 major reveals in the next 2 episodes. Some major cash going down. And I can't wait to share all of that with you. The one after this next one, I still have to get some stuff together for, but the next one I've already shot, and I started laying it out last night. Looks good. I'm excited. I'm really excited to show that to you, and I need to piece the rest of it together still and see how it's going to come out. Be a little trickier at it, but it should be fun. So that's going to be coming probably next Tuesday, is what I'm planning on. So give you something to look forward to. Come on. It's like a Christmas gift. You don't want to open it all at once. Yeah, you do. Come on. Who didn't? Were you one of those guys who like would go to your, go through your parents' closet and you find the gift and you open it up, see what it is, and then wrap it back up again? I never did that. So let's see, what else we got here? Sorry, Mike. Oh, we have Steve Stang. Sorry, he has to run. Glad to spend a few minutes with me. Steve Stang, we're going to toast him. He's probably gone by now. Cheers, Steve. We'll do it with Coca-Cola, the hard stuff. What is audio? What is audio? Guessing it's waves. It's got something to do with waves. Cheers, what is audio? Welcome to our Wednesday happy hour hangout on Hump Day. As we close in on a half an hour already under our belt. Cheers, everyone. It's just a little hangout we do. We get some friends together. We bullshit. We talk about headphones and music, and sometimes it's barbecue and beer. I don't know. Talk about anything. It's just a lot of fun. It's a place to blow off some steam and come in and not talk about any of the crap that's going on in the world and just hang out because we all like music. We like great recorded music. We like listening to music. Yeah, it's it's just for fun. This whole thing is for fun. Nothing's too serious here. Okay, Ice Parametric says he thought the Elites comes with its own case. Yes, but it's a briefcase, it's a commitment. If you're going, say, on a plane, you can't pack a briefcase. You only get a carry-on because we never check bags, right? Everybody knows that trick. Never check a bag. It's like if you have to shove your underwear into your backpack, you don't check a bag. Don't ever check bags. That's how you travel, at least in the pro world. Gotta keep moving. Get off that plane. You want to get into the cab. You don't want to be sitting around waiting for some guy to get around to putting your luggage on a belt. It's got to get out, get moving. So you can't, you can't safely travel with that. Now, if I'm going down to, here's an example of where I did bring the Elite. I was going down to San Diego for Top Gun. We did the Top Gun thing on an aircraft carrier. So I was down there for a couple of days while we were shooting on this aircraft carrier, the Midway in the bay there. And, I could bring as much as I wanted to because I was in a car. I drove down there. So at that case, I brought the Elite and I brought my WA11 Topaz, which is over there. I brought a whole bunch of stuff. Sorry. I'm in Burbank flight path again today for some reason. The wind's shifted. So stupid. But I was down and I could stuff as much stuff into the car as I wanted to carry. So in that case, yeah, I brought down the Elite. I could have brought anything down, but the Elite was a good choice for that trip as it turned out. But if I'm going to London, an extra case isn't going to work unless I want to do my camera trick, which is you unpack the headphone and then wrap it in your clothes in the suitcase and ship it that way. Fine, but that's a pretty big risk to take with a $4,000 headphone. You know what I mean? Whereas a $2,000 headphone or an $800 headphone that folds up somewhat and can fit in a nice slim case that fits in your bag, and it's got other attributes like it's Bluetooth or easy to drive, whatever. Yeah, that's the way I'm probably going to go, as opposed to trying to, deal with this extra briefcase situation. So yes, the Elites come in its own case. Have I tested the Focal's phone calls, yes, I have. And it's fine. It works great. I've taken phone calls, and with the sound, with the noise canceling, it's actually super clear. It actually sounds really good. So that's a plus. Now, I don't know what I sound like on the other side, how good the microphones are on this, but nobody seemed to have a problem hearing me. So there's that. His travel setup is minimal. Phone plus Westone IEMs. I almost said West One IEMs. Yes, that famous brand West One. They are ultra compact. And I'll do an IEM sometimes. It depends on where I'm traveling, how much room, how much gear I have to take with me. We bring these things in the field called live views. And it's a big box about this big and about that thick. And it takes up a chunk of your luggage, even if you strip it down. But normally it comes in its own backpack. And so you're shoving this big backpack, and you lose half of your luggage to this live view, which allows you to send HD video from point A back to the stage here in California. So I can be in... well, I can't be in like Africa or something, but I can be in London, and as long as there's cell service, it'll log on to 7 cell towers at once. Don't put this near your favorite parts because it'll fry it off. And then it'll use the cell network to divide a high definition package up into packets and send them individually over the cell network. And then on this end, it collects all of those packets on the receiving end, and it stitches them all back together into a video signal, and you get live HD signal from anywhere in the world where there's a cell service. So it's super handy, but this pack is a commitment. I mean, it just takes so much room, and I'm unable to carry, sometimes I can't bring an over-ear at all. It's got to be IEMs, in which case I'll bring, I would have brought the Sultan, or nowadays I bring, because the Sultan sold. Did you guys pick up on that in the last episode? Bye-bye Sultan. I don't have my high-end... somebody made me an offer on them, and it was around a little under what I paid for them, but I wasn't going to lose too much on them, and I'm like, yeah, go. I've reviewed them. I've had them for a long time. I've traveled with them. I think they're the best IEM I've heard, but I got to clear out space here to do some other things, or this show's going to get pretty boring. I'm talking about the same headphones over and over. So, so I sold them off, and that made room for some other thing, whatever that's going to be. And that'll be, we'll as I buy stuff, you're going to certainly find out one of the things I bought in one of the upcoming episodes, in the next episode, and then something else I bought in the episode, I think the episode after that, if it plays out that way. So, so now I'm traveling with the Kinera Nanna, which is my second favorite IEM. I still pull out, and I did this the other day, I pulled out the Shure KSA, is it the KSA? KSE? 1500. The electrostatic from Shure, which still is a formidable headphone. As the fastest IEM you'll ever hear, for sure. It's pure electrostatic. So really amazing. Just the bass is a little tricky to tune in and, and get going. But if you get them tuned right and, play with them a little bit, they've got the EQ section on the device. You can dial it in. It'll be close. It's not... I still like the liveliness of the Sultan better. It feels a little more natural to me, but boy, for speed and clarity and a lot of those technicals, pardon me burping, you won't do better than that Shure. Absolutely amazing. I dropped the cap. I don't care. So yeah, for traveling, I still do take IEMs. And the great thing about the Kinera Nanna is it too is easy to drive. It's a headphone you can drive with your iPhone. You can drive it with, any DAP player will drive them, and they sound, for bang for the buck, you're not going to do better than that Kinera Nanna 2.0. That is right up there in terms of sound quality, even just overall sound quality. They're amazing. And then sound quality for the dollar, it gets really good. And boy, if you can find a deal on those, because they're long in the tooth, they've been around, and in chi-fi years, those things are ancient. They're now a relic. They belong in a museum. Yeah, they're amazing. So that's my current kind of travel IEM. And then I still have the Noble Focus Pro and the HANC, which is maybe a little more useful. I still think the Focus Pro sounds a little better. And I think in an upcoming show, I'll have some updates about where Noble is going. I've started a conversation with them. So we'll have an update about new products from Noble. Some interesting stuff on the way. And that's one of my very favorite brands, and why not? They make stuff that sounds amazing, looks amazing, and is basically almost all hand built. Whew, expensive, but that's the hobby, right? This hobby's expensive. So great. But yeah, I mean, use whatever you like as far as travel. Ice Parametrics follows up with, he also thinks Rob Watt's traveling with Mobius plus HTT2. Oh yeah, hello and cheers. By the way, I thought all the Taylor stuff was her complaining about ex-boyfriends. She does a lot of that. That's true. But there was some really good stuff. I'm trying to think of a couple of them. She told some stories that were like sweet, and I don't know. I really, and then there's another one about a dynasty that about a woman who was a wealthy woman from a town, and she's going to wind up alone. It's like melancholy. I like that. Not melancholy like our old alt rock though, man. Nothing does melancholy like those guys, like those old those old alt rock numbers. What does Audio says? Do you think this turntable and amplifier is going to go to get a good? Say what? Do you think this turntable and amplifier is going to go to get a good? Audio Technica Little Dot Mark II. Sennheiser 6XX. Well, I don't know. There's so much there that I don't know. I've never owned a Little Dot. I have owned an HC600 and the 6XX. Good headphone. Kind of more on the entry level of things. Definitely on the entry level of things. But you'll get a good sound out of it, I'm sure. I don't know about the turntable, and it also depends on the cartridge. So, all those things. There's a lot of variables in there to just do as an off-the-cuff thing. I think that's a good starter system, though. It sounds okay. How does it sound to you? I'm a component guy, so but. Yeah, everybody's got their thing, and it comes down to budget too. You can't break the house if you're getting started in this hobby, and it's a very deep well. Once you start going down the path of audio upgrades, you're in trouble. Just ask me. Realize typo. Chord M scaler, not Mobius. Oh, let's go back and piece that together again. What do you think of traveling with chord M scaler and and the TT2? I think you can do it. I think it's big. That's a commitment. It's heavy, and you got to have AC pretty much. I mean, it'll work for a little while, but sooner or later those batteries run out. And you're kind of screwed because a battery, I don't know if you guys know this, but Chord doesn't feed AC into their devices. They use AC to charge a battery pack, and the system runs off of a battery pack. So if I unplug any one of these cords up here, they'll keep running because they're actually not feeding from the power outlet. They're feeding from an onboard battery pack. And they do that to isolate the AC current out of the system, and you don't get, eliminates any possibility for hum, because DC doesn't give you that 60 hertz. You don't have to deal with that 60 hertz shit when you're going DC. What's my favorite headphone amp? Well, it's changed, and it continues to change. I would say some of the best I've heard would be the WA33, which I don't own. I own the WA5LE, which is, that could be called one of the best amps. I own some really good amps right now. I'm in good luck. I have the Headphone Blue Hawaii for electrostatics. That's a $10,000 amp, so doing pretty good. I have a Corel KS A100S in the living room driving Vandersteen speakers. That's one of the best amps ever built. So I got some good stuff. What's my favorite? I don't know that I have a favorite for certain headphones. The Ferrum Stack is the best thing I've heard with the LCD-4 and the Abyss 1266. And I like the Ferrum Stack a lot. I encourage people to check that out, especially because for some reason people are upgrading beyond it now, and there's a lot of them coming up on the used market. And I would say find a deal, and cheers to you, because it's a great amp. It's got tons of power. It might not drive the Susvara to its end game, but it's a damn good amp. It drives everything else. It's clean, and it's tunable because you have that power switch thing that you can dial up and down the voltage coming out of the thing. So very good stuff. There's a lot of good amps right now, and I don't have anywhere near one of the best amps I've ever heard is the Studio 6 from Headamp. Phenomenal tube amp, like crazy good tube amp. One of the very best I've heard. Dark Star. How about if you want to talk about one of the all-time great solid state amps, the Dark Star. I've auditioned that. Fantastic stuff. There's good stuff out there. So yeah, and I certainly am open to doing some more there. I did sell my Headamp GSX Mark II. I revealed that in the last episode. That one's gone now, but that was a very good amp. It's just with the Ferramore stack. It was kind of like, it was slightly down in quality from the Ferramore stack, and I'm like, well, it's kind of sitting here not getting used. And it was a trade. I got it in trade. I traded away. What did I trade away for that? Gosh, I can't remember. Ha! I don't remember. I don't remember. I traded away. I traded away the Empyrean, the Meze Empyrean, because I bought the Elite. I had done the video where I compared the Empyrean and the Elite, and the Empyrean now was completely unnecessary. So I traded that on HeadFi for the GSX Mark II, which I had in here for a while, and that was a super thing. But a guy wanted to buy it, and he lived in England. He's like, I don't know about the shipping. And then he's like, well, why don't I send it back to the factory, because it needs to get converted to 220 volts anyway. So you just ship it to the factory, and then I'll have the factory ship it to me in England. And that's what we did. So lots of ways to do stuff. If you check, by the way, if you check the burping, cheers everybody, it's 4:09. in LA. It's 7 o'clock by you. If you check the description below this video, you know, all the little comment things down there, and I put, you know, this is what's in this episode and stuff. There is a Director's Garage sale. And you can see all of the stuff that is currently for sale in the Director's Garage. And I've tried to price it like spicy. Like it's not, I'm not like crazy out there as far as the pricing. I think there's one or two things I'm trying to get a little extra for that LCD-5 if I can, but I don't know if it's going to sell where I've got it priced. That's one of the ones that I'm not sure about. But like a good deal on the Focal Utopia 2019, good deal on a bunch of stuff down there. Just check it out. Go through. It's something to read while you're listening to my babble. So yeah, there's some stuff down there for sale, and you know, have at it. If you're interested in anything, just email me, Director's Garage. Try that again. Email me at directorsgarage@gmail.com, directorsgarage@gmail.com, and we'll hook it up. It's just I do simple PayPal. I send it out. Everybody's been happy so far. No negative customers. So that's and you know where to find me. I'm not gonna. That's one of the best parts. Even if you might be able to find something for $100 or a couple $100 lower, but you also don't know who you're buying from. And in this case, you know who you're buying from. You've seen it up close. There are pictures and videos of all of this stuff all over my channel. You know exactly what you're getting. So, yeah. So let's see. Mike Donello says, we said that we did that one. Let's go down. Andrew Kahn says, welcome, Andrew. Are you new here? I think you are. I don't recognize your name. Cheers, brother. We raise a glass to everybody who stops by the Director's Garage Happy Hour Humpday Hangout. So cool. And we're just hanging out. We're guys hanging out talking about shit. And we'll go probably another, I'm going to try and go to the top of the hour, probably go another 50 minutes or so if we get unless we run out of chat. So ask me questions, guys, or whatever. Anyway, Andrew says DCA headphones fold up compact, which is nice. Yes. And the I'm trying to remember the name of it. The Noir. The Noir. It's $900. And Dan Clark. I'm drawing a blank on it, but it's the Noir at $900 is one of the best headphones I've heard. Period. It's a stellar headphone from Dan Clark Audio, and it's a bargain basement price. Find a pair of used set of those at about $700. You're in really good shape. Or buy new. It's very reasonable in the world of audio, and it really is just below top tier, and it's closed back, and it folds up like that. And I think their new Expanse folds up, as does the Stealth as well. I haven't heard. I've heard the Stealth. I've made my thoughts known about the Stealth on the show. Not terribly impressed, but the Expanse is a headphone. It's another headphone I want in here, just about as bad as I want the D8000 from Final Audio. Yeah. But yeah, the Dan Clark Audio, they have a great mechanism. Remember Blue Audio? They made really bad headphones, but they were super cool. The mechanism was super cool, and they fold up really nice. But yeah, Blue, people who make microphone called Blue, they did a headphone a couple years ago that was around for a minute. Didn't sound terribly good, but it was impressive in its engineering. Thanks is super cool on the travel setup. He's in IT. His last travel laptop, clothes, and a backpack. Back to your never check a bag point. Yeah, always. I am backpack carry on. That's how I roll. Even if I'm gone for like a week, I will make it stretch. I will do laundry or send laundry out at the place I'm at before I will check a bag. We just don't check bags in our world. Mike Donallo says he's loving the KSE 1500. even though his phone, even through his phone with the built-in DAC. Yeah, it's a fantastic IEM, you know, still. And boy, you talk about a headphone that's got legs. That thing's 7 years old now. I think it came out in 14 or 15, the KSE 1500. It was an electrostatic, first pure electrostatic IEM, and not that we're overflowing with electrostatic IBMs. There's very few of them. There are some headphones that put electrostatic modules in for just the tweeter, but that's a different proposition altogether. And they're not as fast as a pure electrostatic, for sure. Arthur Haywood says he just picked up an Ico Asgard OH5 in-ear. I don't know Ico, but I'm going to trust you, Arthur. You've been around a minute. Still letting it burn in, but his initial impression is pretty good. Awesome. Did not read his message. Sorry he has dyslexia. What is audio? That's cool, man. It's all good. Sometimes I wonder, like, I have to read some things twice, 2 or 3 times, because sometimes, like, I'll be reading it and going, maybe I'm just, like, not getting it. Because it really does happen sometimes. Can't help it. Isoparametric says the last Noble Audio IEM he heard was the K10, which he liked. He's curious about their new IEMs compared to the K10. Well, the K10... I'm just about to impress you beyond, because I just happen to have a pair of them right in front of me. This is a custom K10. I've shown these off on the show before. This is from John Moulton himself. He hand built this set just for me, personally. And they're like, it's like jewelry. These are burl wood, and the depth and the gloss on these are spectacular. Well, the K10 is an all-balanced armature IEM. And while that has advantages, in today's world, it has a hard time keeping up with what a headphone like, say, even this 7 Hertz Timeless can do. The world is moving very fast, and it's moving fastest of all in the IEM space. Developments in IEM technology are coming at a lightning pace compared to over-ears. And headphones are outpacing traditional audio by a massive amount. Like the developments and the new tech that are coming into headphones on a yearly basis is just smoking the traditional home audio world. These headphones are getting better and better, and at a more rapid pace than speaker development and components. And that's, look, when I told this story before too. When I took that KSA 100 in to get recapped, the guy like threatened to basically kill me if I didn't get it fixed, because he's like, these new amps are not better. They're just a little different. They have a different housing. The principles are all the same. The wiring is basically the same, and you have a hand-built set. Like, you're not going to do better than that Krell amp. You'll get some different things. It'll look a little shinier. It'll look a little blingier, whatever. But you're not going to get a better sound, because amp technology is essentially the same as it has been for years and years and years. And, you're getting different riffs on basically the same theme. Will stuff sound different? Yeah, but it's not going to sound better. It's going to sound different. And headphones, you can go from thing to thing, and year to year. We're now to the point where at 6 or 7 years, it's pretty much obsolete. Like, the stuff has evolved enough to where the next new thing is so much better than that 7-year-old thing, but we're still talking, 5 years. There are headphones. The LCD-4 has been, and the HE1000 V2 are two headphones that have been around a long, long time and still compete with the very best headphones on the market today. So that tells you that the headphone market, although things do, we moved on at some point from the HD800, and now the HD800S is considered, the latest and greatest, is one of the standards, not the best standard, but a standard. But in the IEM world, that development is going at light speed. I mean, it's every couple of months there is some brand new thing that is a major wow fact, like just blows your mind when you hear it and go, how are they doing that? That 7 Hertz Timeless at $200 that came out earlier this year, granted, to get them to sound amazing, like blow your mind amazing, you've got to feed them a lot of power. But a lot of power isn't a problem for most of us, and like if you have a portable amp, you're pretty much good to go. But you feed it power, and it's just like, oh my God, this is revolutionary. This is so much better than anything almost up to $1,000. Like the Kinera Nanna, my 2.0 Nanna, which I hold in such high regard, it's phenomenal compared. It's phenomenal compared to what was available at the $100 level or $200 level last year, a year ago at this time. And now that gap has been shortened, and the technicals on the 7 Hertz Timeless are spectacular. So wrapping this all around, the K10 was a 2012 headphone originally, right? Now this is a modern body, but the basic design is the same. They're using Knowles, which is the name of the brand manufacturer, 10 Knowles balanced armature drivers with crossovers per side. Well, a balanced armature is good, but it's nowhere near what the broken 7 Hertz Timeless, the planers are doing now. Now you get planers in an IEM, or a beryllium driver, dynamic driver, double dynamic driver, bass will deliver such impact and power and fullness. A balanced armature just can't keep up with that. So. And that's the people hold up the Andromeda from Campfire Audio and say, this is the best thing I've ever heard. I kind of go, well, I don't think you've heard everything. And not that I don't think you're, you can have that opinion. It's fine. It's valid. It's your opinion. But the Andromeda's, it's like 8 balanced armatures a side or something. You're not, and it's the same construct basically as this K10, which sounds great. It sounds good, but it's not anywhere near that top tier stuff that now you have electrostatic tweeters going into the Empire's Odin, and you've got bone drivers on the Mest, and you've got awesome dynamic drivers, double dynamic drivers in the new Ragnar from Noble, or from Noble. And the Odin had double dynamic drivers too, subs. So the technology is just blowing past what the capabilities of these old all balanced armature IEMs can do. And that's good. That's a good thing. It's it's progress, but it's you've made a headphone pretty much obsolete. It still sounds good, and I have there's a sentimental attachment I have to the K10 because it was built for me by the owner of the company, by the founder of Noble Audio, and it was something that he picked out for me and said, I think this is special. I think you're really going to like this. And you know, and I mean, these mean a lot to me because they were built specifically for me. And that's something that you won't get from other companies, and it's worth paying for me. You know, it's like when you have somebody, you know, that's the ZMF X factor. When you're emailing back and forth with ZMF, and you start talking about what it is you like in a design, and they, you know, you start going back and forth with Zach and Bev, and you're going, and you're like, well, what about this material? What about this material? And they're like, no, I got something. If you like that, I've got something for you. Let me go. You're getting something that's really like personalized for you, because they think that's what you're going to like. And when, you know, I got that my first EMF headphone in, I didn't care ultimately for how it sounded, but the design was, you know, it was beautiful. We spent so much time tweaking and picking out stuff, and it's great. It's a great experience, and that's what I love about Noble. You can make it with anything you want. If you can work with them, and they'll find something that is going to blow you away. Good stuff. Really like those guys. So, when am I reviewing DCS? Well, we're going to need a bigger boat. If we're going to do the Lena, the stack, that $30,000 stack, I'm going to need a bigger boat. So subscribe to the Director's Garage. All 21 of you watching right now, subscribe to the Director's Garage right now. Because we need about 100,000 subscribers before we're going to be able to, hey, let's just go out and blow 30 grand on a show that loses money. Oh, kill me. I swear to God. Yeah, Audio W23. How about the 33 and all that stuff? Yeah, let's get a couple of $17,000 amps in here and stuff. Oh, man. Parametrics. I would love to do all that stuff someday. And if somebody wants to send me any of it, I'll be happy to take a look at it. It's... for as far as I do a lot of purchases on the show, and I need more subscribers for manufacturers to want to send me stuff. We're coming up on 5,600, I think, in the subscribers, and that's good. That's good. I'm 4,600. I've got 400 to go to 5,000, and then we'll have our big 5,000, whatever that is, celebration. I haven't even thought about it yet, but we'll get there. But it's got to grow a lot, and the unfortunate thing is that my growth has slowed because of my workload at work picking up. And what that means is I'm not uploading regularly. I used to get 2 episodes out a week, and now I can get like 1 episode if I'm lucky, and a live stream. That's ideal. That's an ideal week for me, but I can't do it consistently because I work for a living, and this isn't my main job. It'd be great if it was, but that's not going to keep the lights on and the mortgage paid. If I'm losing money on my YouTube channel for a living. So yeah, get the subscriber count up. Tell your friends, tell your family. Tell them to stop by and click the button. If we get 100,000 subscribers, headphone manufacturers will send me that stuff. That's why Zeos, and those guys, they get all the stuff sent to them because they've got a shit ton of subscribers. It helps. Okay, let's check. Let's do a few more here while we're here. It's just coming up on 4:30. Oh, I got to tell you real quick, if you're new around here, there are a couple of ways you can support this madness, and it doesn't really cost you all that much. The first way is to just subscribe, and we appreciate that around here. I'm looking to get the subscriber base up. Not the biggest secret in the world. More subscribers, more attention, more blah, 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 blah. And more people watching the show, which is a good thing. That means advertising goes up, and my puny little checks from Google every now and then will look better. But you know, and I lose money on the channel. I think I'm not like, I haven't tried to, we go, oh, this channel is so successful. No, it's really not. It's, you know, it's a loss leader. But you can support it by just clicking the subscribe thing and the bell. That's good. And then you can, we have affiliate links. You can go to audio46.com and buy something there and use the coupon code Director's Garage, all one word. And you put that in at checkout, and then you'll get an extra 5% off most of the stuff they carry. And then they kick a little bit back to me to say thank you for the business referral. And you get a shiny new product at a discount. I get a little payment. It's like, you know, it's a couple of percentage, guys. We're not talking about, like, I'm not getting rich off of it. And then they give you the discount, and then they make a sale, Audio 46, which is a local business. It's a small business, a small local business in New York City, and they're the best guys in the world there. Call there, talk to the guys there. They're super knowledgeable, super fun. They ship fast, free, they price match, all the good things. And so you can do that. The other way you can support us is go to Linsole. We have a Director's Garage coupon code there, and that will get you 5% off anything in that store. No, it won't. I lied. That will get me a couple of percentage of your sale, but it won't get you a discount at Linsole. Use the affiliate link to get to that. My brain, guys, my brain. It's Wednesday, and I've been writing all day. And then the other thing you do, and this is the most fun thing, and the most creative thing, is shop at Amazon. Click any of the links below here. Go to Amazon, and it'll link you to, like, I think I've got like a switcher down there. There's like Blackmagic switcher. Okay, great. Unload it from your cart and just do your normal shopping and check out. And when you check out, Amazon will give me some money from the sale just to say thank you for the referral. And that's the other way you can support me. So I had some guys like that were asking me about video stuff, and they bought a light kit through my Amazon account, and that was like a $3,000 product that, you know, then Amazon thanked me for. And it didn't cost them any extra for their lighting kit. It just, Amazon kicked me back some money for the referral. It was kind of cool. It was nice, and it didn't cost them anything, and they just were excited that I talked to them about production. So there you go. Those are the ways you can support the channel. And if you don't want to do any of that, just, I don't know, just grab a beer and keep watching. Do what you like, guys. It's all good time. Ice Parametric says Mike Danello, the folks he has chatted with typically like to mix on speakers and use headphones to check for details. Yeah, I mix on speakers for sure. I have a pair of Genelecs here. They are crazy. They were crazy expensive speakers for their size, and they're the best. To me, they're the best sounding speakers you're going to get for near field mixing. Add a subwoofer that I can turn on and off when I need to. But yeah, I use Genelecs for near field mixing, and that's mostly how I mix anything. And if I need to check detail, I've got this pair back here that has been gathering dust because I haven't needed them in forever. These I'd sell. I'd sell the Neumann NDH-20s to somebody if somebody really wanted a great pair of mixing headphones. Those were $500, I think. I'd sell them for, I don't know, $3 something. Make me an offer. Everything's for sale right now around here. Too fun. Ice Parent says, remember those? Yeah, he remembers those cool blue headphones. They looked really cool. They just didn't sound very good. Andrew Kahn says he got a custom pair of ZMF Verite clothes coming in, and there is no chance he's traveling with them despite the Seahorse case. Yeah, that's probably not the worst idea ever. You could travel with them, I suppose, if you wanted to wrap them up heavily and stuff them in your clothes. Maybe not the best way to go, but you know, you can do what you want. Yeah, I want a pair of ZMF clothes. I'm looking for a used pair. You know, they don't have to look the best. But I would like them not to be worn. I just would like them to be, they could be, I'm looking for a used pair of those. If they come up and the price is right and I have the money on hand, yeah, I'll pick up a pair because I want to hear them. And because they're really the last headphone I need to check these lyrics against. And I want to do that comparison. I'm interested in that shootout. I also want the Expanse in here. And I want the new Utopia 2022 in here. And I want the X9000 in here. And the final audio D8000. I'm going to need more subscribers, kids. Too much fun. What else going on, guys? We're going to wrap it up here in a little bit. He really wants to get the Dan Clark Audio X-Drop Closed X. I did, and I don't know which version you're talking about, but I had the closed. Did I have a version of that? I thought I reviewed one of those once. Mrs. Director checking in.
Hello, everybody.
She's live to the world, folks.
The world.
I think I auditioned a pair of those for the show, and I didn't like them. But it may have been the Audeze. No, it was. It was the Dan Clark Audio. I did their closed back, the drop closed back collab, and I didn't like them. And somebody said that they sound very different from the normal one, which is like $1,000 more. So in that case, I think you do get more for your money. But the closed back, what am I thinking of? Let's go to Dan Clark Audio real quick, because I'm blowing this up. I've got to get it right now. Here we go. I'm going to get all these models right once and for all, because I've been kind of gaslighting you guys on them. Okay, so the Aeon Noir, that was the one I was talking about before. That's the fold-up one that sounds killer at about $900. The Ether C closed. I did the drop Ether C closed, right? And that was bad. That was not a good tuning. The Ether C Flow, which is the closed back version of the Ether, that's the $17.99 one that I hear has a very different tuning from the drop. And I would say get the Ether C Flow and spend the extra money because the drop version doesn't sound as good. I've had them here, and they're not impressive. And they came with all kinds of filters, and I played with all kinds of filters on them and tried to get them to sound good, and nothing I did made them sound good. I was very disappointed in that set. Oh, here comes the cat. Holly checking in. He's going, it's cold out. It's been very cold in LA this week. Experimenter says, so, the world is moving so fast in the IEM space. Why spend a lot of money on an IEM? I keep hearing the 7 Hertz Timeless recommended. Tempted to pick them up. Yeah, do it. This is at $200, and I'm telling you, with a good amp, you know, if you put them on your iPhone, it'll make sound, but it's not gonna. It doesn't give you everything these have to offer. You put them on a good amp. If you've got an, the WA11 Topaz or something with a lot of power, a lot of high power output, these things are spectacular. They compete at a level 5 times their cost. I'm not kidding. Like, put them side by side with some of the best $1,000 headphones, and you would not. You'll go, oh, this is a great headphone. It's like they remind me a lot of the Thieaudio. Because it's a planar. It's unbelievably fast. There's so many good things about it, you know. So yes, this to me is, and I get nothing for this. You can, I don't even think Lince will sell these. I mean, you might be able to get them from Audio 46. And give me the $2 commission, but they're, these, I don't make anything off of these, so I'm just telling you, this is a steal. This is a steal. And And I try to do that with all this stuff on this show. Is the reason I buy a lot of stuff is because it takes away that bias. If anything, I want to like something. So when I don't like something and I bought it, as I did with the LCD-i4, it's super disappointing. It's crushing because I really wanted to love that headphone. I just got to call it like I hear it, and that was not good. And there's not much about them that are good. Which is why I'm selling them in the Director's Garage sale down below. There you go. Living vicariously through me. Yeah, it's a dream. Or a nightmare. ML Jenkins. Cheers, ML Jenkins. Welcome to the show. Welcome back. Always good to have our friends dropping by. Isoparametrics. Yes, you are going to freeze in the park tonight. Don't make me give you one of your Christmas gifts early. Isoparametrics wants some Genelecs. Yeah, that's... Well, I just keep in mind that I also... for a long time, I edited for a living, and I did a lot of work for hire out of my house. So you got to have reasonable way to monitor your mixes when you're mixing for other people, because they're going to get it and they're going to listen to it and go, what happened here? Why does it sound bad? So, there are things that I don't skimp on. I don't want to skimp on a monitor. I don't want to skip on audio stuff. I don't want to skip on microphones when I'm recording somebody, because a bad microphone and a bad electronics chain, it's immediately apparent that, you're lacking. And when you're selling yourself as a production entity, and I do that. I mean, I also obviously direct and whatever, but I used to take on a lot of projects out of the house, and now it's almost all this show for you guys at a loss. That's what happens when you turn 55. You lose some brain cells, boys. Audio 46 carries ICO. You should ask. I should. JTB, everything is for sale at the Director's Garage except Mrs. Director's pink couch. Pink couch is not for sale, although Howley has been ripping it up lately. He gets on the corner and he just wants to tear it up, and we can't stop him. We're trying different things, including threats. He's sitting in the door now going, it's really cold outside. If I sit in the door, my back is warm from the room and my face is nice and cool from the outside. I've got the best of both worlds. Meanwhile, everybody else freezes. The cat runs the house. We know this, right? Nephilim says, hey guys, better late than never. Nephilim, cheers, buddy. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We're in our closing minutes, but I'm glad you guys could make it today. Do you think the Singzer SA1 has enough power, 6.5 watts, to power the Susvara to the potential? No. Andrew, no. The Susvara wants at least 10 watts. I mean, minimum 10 watts. You've just got to pony up the power for the Susvara. And I still don't have that one sorted. That's something that I may never have sorted. I'm probably going to wind up getting rid of the headphone before it's sorted. JTB chimed in real quick. No, JTB was this fellow Susvara sufferer, but he was a smart guy and he got rid of his. I still suffer with mine in the hopes that one day I will have enough power for them. Yeah, you need like kilobucks. You need to get into you're talking minimum $3,000 of amplification before you're going to drive the Susvara close to their potential. $6,000 is really where you're more likely going to be at when you're all said and done. Yeah, you need major power for that, and I can tell you that from experience because I've thrown everything at the Susvara I know, and nothing has driven it to their potential. At least I don't think so. Maybe it has. Maybe the Susvara just kind of sucks. Heresy. The Blonde 3 from Linsol is the biggest steal. Linsol sells them currently for $38. I haven't had the blondes, but I've heard many people say that they're really good. And same with the Aria Moondrop line. Those are great IEMs for what they are. But honestly, if I had $100 to spend, the new planar Stellaris. You know, when I try to pull these names out of my rear end, it's just not going well today. Audio 46, and we'll look at the Moondrop. So funny. Stellaris? Is that what it is? Stellaris? Oh, they don't even have them. Alright, whatever. I'm going to say they're the Stellaris. The Moondrop Stellaris at $100 is a planar magnetic IEM that will knock your socks off. I found them to be a little under the timeless. I still say spend the extra $100 and buy the timeless. Don't buy pizzas for a month, and buy the timeless. The timeless is where to be. I'm telling you, anything under $900 you can't touch. And then you're getting into like I said, you're gonna have to get into the Kinera, or I would say probably the Monarch Mark II, but I haven't heard it. But from all accounts, most accounts, the Monarch Mark II is amazing. You need to get into that before you start competing, in order to get to that level. That's how good the timeless is. It's freaking amazing. GTB, if you want to spend a lot, if you want this as far as full potential, you will be spending a good bit of money over the $1,000 range for an amp that can power them properly. Yes. Mrs. Director says, no. Make me go to rehab. Tommy V says, looking for the top of the line closed back headphone. Any suggestions? He's thinking about the Verite closed. That's probably a good way to go. My favorite closed backs, the Lyric is right up there. That's this headphone. $1,200 to $1,000 right now used. I would say get this. Check out the Dan Clark Audio Aeon Noir. That's a great closed back. Another great closed back. This is one of the best closed backs I've heard. I would tell you not to buy the Stelia. I didn't like the Stelia. I think the Stelia is tuned nasally and mid-rangey, and it doesn't have a bass that it should, and it doesn't have soundstage I would like to hear. But they image well. Some good things about the Stelia, but it's way overpriced. Then, Verite closed for sure. It needs to be auditioned. I haven't heard the Verite closed. I'm taking that on other people's OPO, other people's opinions. OPP. Yeah, you know me. Currently the Meze Lyric is my favorite closeback. That's the one I'm using. I like the HD820, but it scrambles the soundstage. If you want like that full, big, huge, wide soundstage, and you don't mind shit coming from all over the place, it kind of does some cool things. I like the tuning on it. A lot of people don't. But that's another way to go in a closed back, and they look bitchin' wicked. It's like the Death Star with a mirror in a glass case. Fantastic, yes. So those are what I would say. I would say look at the Aeon Noir, Aeon 2 Noir from Dan Clark Audio. Look at the Meze Lyric, 820 from, and then the Verite closed. Hi-Fi Pro Signature can get you close for $22.50. So can the Ferrum Stack. So can the Burson Soloist GT. That'll get you close with the Susvara. I still think there's more room there. I do. I think that you can still, I still think that $3,000 is like kind of that point. That's kind of where you got to be. $6,000, you'll start getting into the thin air on them, I think. I've heard that headphone on even the WA33 and thought that it may have more to give. So it's as far as just a tricky headphone, and it's why JTB smartly and wisely dumped out of them, because you will chase the Susvara for years and dump thousands into them, and you still may not be happy. You'll think they're good, but you'll think that they can get better, and you'll just keep going, and it's going to cost you your house and your marriage, girlfriends, all of it. Nephilim81, Michael, buy the Zal amp. Check it out. It'll drive the Susvara no problem. $8,000 though. Nephilim, if you're buying, I'll use it. JTB would rather have pizza than an IEM. I don't know. It's a close. Depends on the IEM. Nephilim got the Con Max from Estelle and Kern last week. Oh my goodness. What a great DAP with terrific integration functionality. Supports optical out as well, major plus. Now I have the SP1000. I have the SP240. And then I have the Cayin N8. Sound-wise, I think the Cayin N8 bests the Estelle and Kern. As far as build, quality, ease of use, all that stuff, interface, definitely build quality. It's the Estelle and Kern for me. I think that the Cayin N8 bests it on pure sound though. Ice Parametrics, Michael, you want to drum up some more viewers? He could start a fight with some other reviewer for the drama. People like that kind of stuff. I'll wrestle. See, the problem is that anybody who would want to take part in the hate back and forth, which I don't have the energy to do. I'm like, guys, I'm tired. I need a nap. The back and forth, nobody would do it because I'm under them. The only way I would get somebody to argue with me is if I found somebody with 1,000 subscribers, because then he's trying to hitch to me. Nobody with 50,000 subscribers is going to pay me the time of day. It's cutthroat out there, don't you know? Y'all, it's a YouTube thing. So stupid. Anything. I just have fun. That's all I want to do is just have fun. I want people to walk away from here with a stupid smile on their face going, well, that was a waste of time. But be happy about it. We wasted time together. The ConMax Estelle and Kern this week. Oh my, yeah, it's good. Sports optical wild as well. Major plus. Ice Parametrics. If Michael wants to drum up, we did that. JTB, buy Michael's LCD-XC. Buy my Susvara. Go for the... Why stop there? I think I'm selling them for, what, $800 or something? It's a good deal. It's a $1,200 headphone. I bought them new, I think. Didn't I? I think I did. They come with the case. It's really good. The LCD-XC. Yeah, buy the Susvara from me, man. Don't stop there. Go for it. Arthur Haefwood, Tommy V, depending on your sound preference, you'd advise him to wait on the atrium closed until the atrium close is available. Yeah, because that may come in under. I want to hear, anybody here, has anybody heard the new ZMF, the planer? What's it called? Because I was tempted, I actually put them in a cart the other day and didn't have the guts to pull the trigger. I'm such a chicken. ZMF headphones. All right, and tell me it's... Okay, here we go. The Caldera. Has anybody heard the Caldera yet? Let me know. That's a headphone I'm curious about. That's a headphone I would love to buy. But my common sense is stepping in and saying, you took a bath on the Atrium, don't take a bath on the Caldera, just buy them used when it comes out. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to find somebody who's had them and like, okay, I'm done. And then they'll sell them to me for less than list. That's my plan. Of course, everybody will be trying to buy them and I won't be able to get them. Zal Amp says it can do 18 watts per side. Yeah, that'll be enough. Well, keep in mind, though, you know, if you're shoving 18 watts aside into the Susvara, you're not going to drive them that loud. It's going to eat that power. You know, it's not about loudness. JTB, the 1000 SE, wiser purchase. Yeah, or find a used HE1000 V2. And you don't need the power either. That's the other thing. Yeah, they're easy to drive. Yeah. So JTB, you know, JTB, I have talked about this stuff forever. Yeah, he's doing the smart thing. I'm doing the stupid thing. Very good. Please try the convolution filter on the Radiance Celeste. They sound almost identical to the Bathes this way. Well, the Celeste and the Batiste, I should say. The Celeste and the Batiste should sound remarkably similar because they're the exact same driver. They use the same M driver. It's the same one. Identical. They've got some little different electronics here and there and in it, but that's why when I did the review of the Batiste, I said, you know, the shocking thing to me is that the Batiste has got such a high bass shelf, which is clearly tuned into the things for effect. Somebody really wanted to do that, and I assume it's because they go, well, people are going to watch movies on this. It's wireless. They're going to watch movies on their iPad on the plane. That makes sense to me. So they tuned the bass up. But when I listened to the Celeste, the first thing I didn't catch me was bass. I didn't think the bass was that good. So I think that, you know, it's an artificial, like, tuned in bass. All right, I'm sorry, I cheated. I looked down the road a little bit. Somebody having a problem with my Batiste. I got it from France because I'm Franc. Nephilim81 says Conmax has 15 volts VRMS output. It drives the HD800s no problem. He's quite amazed. Oh yeah, that's plenty. That's plenty for this as far as too. That should. Oh, you're talking about VRMS. Yeah, that's fine. It's not going to, but it won't drive the. It's not going to drive us as far. But the other thing is to remember potential. The Susvara will make ample noise with the Ferrum stack on high power mode, but the quality of the frequency ranges varies with the amount of voltage you're shoving at them. The bass gets better when I plug them into the Ferrum stack versus out of the DAP direct or out of some other source, out of the cord direct, because the cord is sending out low voltage, you know, very low voltage, and the OR stack is sending out more voltage, you know, higher voltage. However, they're still not. I mean, these things, the Susvara can take much more than that. In fact, you can hook them up direct to a major full-blown power amplifier and they'll be just fine. Seriously. And there are guys who have done it. They've hooked it up to a Macintosh 452 and put, you know, posts into each, and they said it sounds fine. And then somebody said, well, you could blow the headphone up. And they said, well, yeah, that's true. That's why I'm not doing it. Nope, not going to do it. Not enough. Nobody's so Ice Parametrics. You have not heard the Caldera. Song recommendation: Nina Simone. Nina Simone, I love. Cinderman, I'm not familiar with, but I love Nina Simone. She's great. Bathies can't get it out of his head. That's the thing that made me laugh a few minutes ago. ML Jenkins is serious. It is a seriously powerful digital audio player. Yes. Tyler Electric said the Caldera was similar sounding to the Rad Zero. That's a good thing. The Rad Zero gets huge praise. Okay, I'll buy that assessment. It's something I would like to hear at some point, for sure. Nephilim says, I know that, Michael. This far needs a ridiculous amount of power. You need the Zal. I need a lot more than that. I need to get my head examined, guys. He's owned the Con Alpha for some time now. Its power rating similar to the Max. Balance jacks are amazing. Yes, got to be balanced on most of these. Balance will give you a little more juice always on these things. Andrew Kahn says, so why are the Susvaras so inefficient? What is special about their driver compared to other plater magnetics? I think it has to do with the tension, the number of magnets around the diaphragm, and the distance between the magnets and the diaphragm. When you put all those things into a cauldron and stir, what's missing is a lot of power. Oh my God. So yes, they're inefficient. Yeah, the magnets. A Spades. Anybody picked up the Hollow Bliss KT? There's a lot of buzz around that Hollow Bliss. Yes, I've seen it. Have not heard it. Have not experienced it. Ice Parametrics will now you have to buy the Caldera since it was compared to the Rad Zero. Yeah, and the Rad Zero is a damn good headphone. So there are worse fates than getting compared to the Rad Zero. A couple more, guys, and then I'm going to wrap it up. It's 5 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock somewhere. It's also midnight somewhere, and I'm old. JTB has the Rad Zero. They are the go-to headphone for headbanging rock classic metal. JTB, you like my Scorpions, right? I did Scorpions on the last episode. Come on, man. A few friends got theirs from Tim already. They love it. He hasn't gotten a chance to listen yet. He's been down with cold. Sorry about that, ML. Sorry you're down with the weather and down under the weather. And hope you get better soon, man. Because we all want to feel better. That's why they invented booze. Join frustration. We don't need all this stuff, yet it's fun having it and trying different stuff. Of course. Michael, any chance you'll sell the Or Hypso stack to fund the elusive sus amp? No. No, and here's what there's a couple of caveats there. The Ferrum stack drives the Abyss to perfection. The perfection is the best the best headphone I've heard. The Abyss 1266 TC version. It won my Mega Shootout. Time and time again, I've done comparisons, and I keep going back to them as the best headphone. I think that the LCD-4 is right up there, and I think that the Elite from Meze is right up there. Those three, you could throw a lasso around, and you'd be safe. But the Abyss stands above all of them. And I've said this many times. It pains me to say that. I don't want to like the Abyss. The company tends to piss me off every now and then, more often than not. But I can't deny that their headphone sounds better than anything else I own, and probably anything else I've heard short of like the HE1 session that I got a couple years ago. It is working that way. Trying to speak in English, it's working that well because of the Ferrum stack. It wasn't as impressive until I got them on the Ferrum stack and I started messing with the voltage, and I found that if I get the voltage up to 27-ish on the output of the power from the power supply, it lights that headphone up for some reason. It does something magical, and I'm thrilled with it. So I won't sell it because my best sound is going through that Ferrum stack. I may try other things, or I may just sell the Susvara. And look, if I ever get to the point where I'm ready to deal with the Susvara, I'll just buy another pair. You know, I don't care. I'm not married to anything. I can do anything. Last couple, then we're going to say goodbye. Joe Renard says, Michael, did we miss the Chaka Khan interview? Did you miss it? The Chaka Khan interview is going to BET, I think, for something else. I don't think that was going to our air. If it airs, I'll let you know. If it goes to ET. I think that was for something for BET they asked us to do. Is Scorpions Rock You Like a Hurricane? Yes, the Scorpions is Rock You Like a Hurricane, Big City Nights, Still Loving You, what's the name of the song? The Drive? Is it The Drive? Something like that. Just Animal Magnetism, Love at First Sting. I mean, just Scorpions rock. They're so good. So good. They're like AC/DC. I mean, just so good. So good. AC/DC may be a little better for me, but the Scorpions are just, God, how do you not like that band? They have great humor, too. They really have fun. They get it, you know. Nephilim says, gotcha, might make sense. Guess he'll have to be the Cord TT2 upscaler then. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and you know, got all that. Winds of Change is probably their other song that was a hit. I spelled about world peace. Yeah, that was good. But, you know, I think of, God, there's so many good songs from the Scorps. So good. All right, guys. I'm going to start wrapping it up, which means we're going to need some outro music. Really enjoyed today. This was fun. We talked about music. We talked about headphones. Talked about a lot of things. I just rambled. And we'll do it again. We'll do it again next week. What do you say? Just for fun. Gotta, like I said, be ready for that next episode. I'm super excited about it. I'm going to have to put a lot of editing effort into it. But I'm really looking forward to sharing that episode, because what I bought cost a lot of money. Okay. All right, guys. And it'll be a surprise to you guys. You're going to get a good surprise out of it. So until then, take care of each other. Tip your waiters and waitresses. Drop your recyclables in the blue container by the door, and I will see you before you know it. Oh, gosh.